taking the
What up,
elevator
Theo?
over here, bro. You
What up,
bogus, bro.
Theo?
You bogus as
See
hell.
you, Theo.
All right, fool.
My
All right,
Theo.
come on. He got $975 million for the rights to his voice, to his face, to everything, basically. He sold his soul to an AI company.
Salinas, is that you? Late at night when all the world is sleeping. I
I
stay up
stay up
and
and
think. Okay,
think
for
of
another
you.
episode, we're
Before we
gonna do
get copyrighted.
karaoke. Hello and welcome to another episode of Manitos podcast. I'm Elejayjay, accompanied by my brother, not from Toy Story.
Yo, yo.
So we had a little bit of technical difficulties before hitting record. Someone decides to get a webcam and set it up 10 minutes before, not even 10 minutes before, 2 seconds before we start recording. And the quality was terrible. So pardon us for, if the quality or audio or something's wrong. We're still getting the juice, the oil in the gears to kind of get the car going. But before we start, I want to say happy anniversary, brother. One
Brother.
full month. Happy anniversary.
1 full month. Today is the 4th episode. Today is the 4th week. I'm grateful that we saw another episode, saw another week. Thankful for the health and the one new subscriber.
Yeah, nice to see whoever just subscribed. We did the math, and we did, aside from our personal YouTube accounts and from other people that we know have YouTube accounts who we share this with, it's someone random, right? And we welcome that person to the Manitos community because we're doing this just for, two brothers having fun, recording, talking about their personal life or whatever's going on in the world, for you to enjoy. Whether you watch 5 minutes of it, the whole thing, 20, 30, whatever, we appreciate you here. So thank you once again. And I'm going to start off by saying today, out of the whole week, was the best I felt. I was out of commission, man. I was sick. Like our cousin used to say, sack. I'm sack.
I'm sack.
I'm sack.
Did you take
I
some
was sick.
medicina?
I did take some medicina. But it wasn't until, I think, 2 days ago, Mom gave me, I'm going to shout out this brand real fast. It's right here. That's why I'm shouting them out. Mom gave me this. Can't really see it in the light. There you go. Nose spray, nasal spray. Works like a dime, right? And why I say that, because it works like a charm, not dime. And why I say that is because I had a lot of mucus built up and my nose was really dry, really runny. And then I used that, gone. 24 hours, like I say, gone. Back to normal. Today, woke up, had a little bit of a workout, took a shower, got rid of all the phlegm, all the mucus, and now we're back, baby. Still not at 100%, but better than what I was 2 days ago. So.
There you go. Good. Yeah, no, I definitely can feel that. That was me, as y'all saw, I think that was episode 2. Was that episode 2 where I had to get off camera? And that's good. Yeah, no, I'm glad that's over. Sometimes you just forget how nice it is to breathe properly. So when you do get sick and you just feel like you think to yourself, you're like, man, I took advantage of being able to breathe properly. So I'm glad to hear you're feeling better though, bro.
Thank you. And it's funny that you bring that up because the first night when it got really bad, I couldn't breathe. So I put on a nose strip. I woke up at 4 a.m. I was like really congested, could not breathe. Put on a nose strip. Completely different, right? Still don't know how that technology works or whatever, not even technology, just how a nose strip works, right? Just the fact you literally put that on your nose and you can breathe, right? It's crazy to me. But the second night after that, because I sleep with, I used to tape my mouth when I was sleeping, right? Because I'm a mouth breather when I sleep. So when you do that and when you're sick, your throat gets more swollen and just because it's dry. So I taped my mouth the second night, and then in the middle of the night I woke up and I'm like, can I not put tape in my mouth? And I guess I couldn't breathe, so I ripped off the tape and I found it stuck on my shirt. So, but glad figuring small steps by getting better. So
there you
I
go.
don't know. But do you have any Anything new? Did you do? I mean, we're recording this episode pretty late, so did you
We
do
are
anything
actually
this
recording.
morning?
This morning actually was real pretty busy for me. I just like last episode, I actually the field I do for work is a field social work, so I actually just started my internship, and today I was at a meeting for what's called to be a legal observer. And so essentially what that entails is basically it's just an average Joe coming in, getting trained, knowing their rights, and essentially legally observing interactions as to how police respond to certain situations at protests. So one of those things that they had provided as an example was if you have like a protester, let's say for example, grabs a brick and throws it out the window. Okay, let's clear it up. You should not be doing that. Don't partake in nothing illegal like that. Freedom of speech, exercise that right, your First Amendment right. As an American citizen, that's what we're born with. So like again, exercise that. But when it comes to involving damaging property, that's when police are going to get
Different
involved,
side. Yeah,
right?
different
And
side.
so part of being a legal observer is not necessarily documenting how this person grabbed the brick and threw it out the window. No, no, no. That's police's job. That's not what a legal observer would do. They would document the response and reaction of the police. So again, I'm saying throwing a brick in the window, not good, not good at all. You should not be doing that. But the response to the police that doesn't just because you threw a brick into a window does not necessitate that you need to be 6 feet under now. No. So part of that is again, you're documenting, you're observing, you're keeping your distance from 16 to 22 feet because that's considered what's lunging. So like they're saying like if you're within that perimeter, so let's say you're 15 feet from the police and not 16, they can they can legally say that you're trying to lunge for their weapon and for their safety. So then they could address you. You know what I'm saying? Approach you, right?
Mhm.
But they can tell you stand back. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting that I actually didn't even know was that there was a specific individual in 20, I want to say this was 20, I don't know if it was 2016 or 2020, but around that timeline, whenever the first facial recognition and the ID printing or like the fingerprinting came up with Apple, he was a legal observer and he was recording and documenting, again, taking pictures of the police cars, all the equipment that they were using, all of that. And one of the things that they mentioned is if you become a legal observer and you go to an event that we need legal observers present for, you must take your phone and remove the option of facial recognition and fingerprint identity for the purpose of just utilizing your password as the numbers or letters, whatever. The reason for that is this is where, again, this is the part I didn't know.
Mhm.
Essentially, what they ended up doing was they grabbed their phone and they went up to each person trying to open this phone, to look at the pictures, to delete them, to delete the videos, everything that they took. So legally, police have the right to grab your phone, put the face on your face, or I'm sorry, put the camera to your face and unlock it. They are able to forcefully even grab your thumb and put it on the phone to unlock it. But what they cannot do without a warrant, if I understood correctly, um, they can't force you to put in your own password. They can't force you to give you the password. So
Okay.
for that reason, that's why they're doing that. And that I think, what I thought was crazy, but it kind of brings us to the point of today's episode, which I thought was
Mhm.
cool, right? And so like surveillance, it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's happening. I mean, let's be real. We've had conversations. I'm not necessarily talking about me and you, Jakey, but everyone in this world has had conversations with somebody. And let's get an example. I talked to my buddy about not having Domino's for a minute. What ad comes up 10 seconds later, 10 minutes later, 5 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Pizza,
Dominoes.
Domino's, pizza, Pizza Hut, all this, all of it, right? How?
Uh-huh.
How? You know what I'm saying? And so, and let's not forget too the concept of I don't know if it was Apple or Siri or like whatever, but there was a feature that said like they were always listening, and then somebody said the great point. They're like they're always listening because how else would they respond to Hey Siri?
Mhm.
When
Oh
you say
yeah,
that,
yeah, 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 yeah.
your phone's always listening. Your phone is always
Uh-huh.
listening. So before I continue, I just what are you how do you feel about that?
So from my understanding, you said that if a person is going to protest, it is recommended for them to remove the Face ID and the thumbprint and just have the numbers so it protects that protects you, the person taking pictures, from the police, so they don't show it like to unlock it and do whatever they want, right? That's
Correct.
what my understanding. Okay, and you brought up the 15 feet, right? And it's like, how do you know it's exactly 15 feet? You know what I mean? So, you brought that up, and I was thinking, I was like, interesting. Like, I can be like 20 feet. Like, cop has a tape measure. Is it like COVID where they have like the police stand 6 feet away from each other? You know what I mean? So I'm definitely in certain scenarios, always they're there to protect the citizens, right? But at the same time, too, you kind of need to protect yourself. But it's like, how do you measure that exact distance?
You said exactly what they said to keep
Hmm.
themselves safe. That's the whole point of a legal observer. We're not like I'm. Oh, and I should preface it by saying that I chose to not be a legal observer. I was only there for the training. Personally, as a brown man, I know my rights and all that, but if I'm being all on it in all honesty, like I got a little scared. I just hearing that story and like hearing like again, and they even said being a legal observer is not for all, not for everyone, right? And that's
So let me
and I'll
cut you
say,
up because I
oh,
don't
go ahead.
know what is
I
a
was,
legal observer. Uh,
I already said it, but I'll say it again. I got you. A legal
uh,
observer is somebody that documents the reactions to police and law enforcement when interacting during an individual protesting or stuff like that. And again, they're documenting reactions as to the police. They're documenting what equipment is being used,
uh,
where they are. Again, your point is being vigilant. Your point is ensuring the safety of those exercising their uh, American right, which is free speech, which is protesting.
and
That's what I said. What a
that's a
legal observer
job,
is.
and that's a
No,
job.
no.
That's not a
Again,
job.
no, and you can take the trainings and you can do it yourself. If you want to
Uh
put it
huh.
as being a volunteer, put it as that. At the end of the day, it's
Okay.
called being a human. At the end of the day, it's
Okay.
called advocating for others because we're on the same planet. And look, I I don't even know if I'm a socialist, a liberal, whatever, but I'm for the people, right? I'm all about
Uh,
knowing my rights and all that stuff. So I'm like I said, that's why I'm in the field of social work, right? I deal with empathy and all that, but I also want to, at one point or another in my life, maybe in a decade or two, policy, work at the policy
mhm.
level, right? So like there was one thing that you said too about like how do you measure feet? How do you measure distance, right? To the discretion of the police officer, right? And one thing that you said too, right? Not all police are bad. No, and you're absolutely right. But if we put it together like this, if there are 1,000 police officers, okay, and there are 10 bad ones, and those 990 other officers know it, but they're not saying anything, you have 1,000 bad police officers. Okay, so we have to, and again, that's extreme, sure, but that's
That's
the
good.
whole
That's
point
a
of
good
being an
theory. Yeah.
abolitionist. So it's again, it's not, it's you can't say that they're all good if they know bad is happening and they're not doing
Hmm.
anything. And again, sure, to each their own. Like, what can they do? That it doesn't matter. What do you mean you were just following orders? Mm-mm, that don't count. That don't matter. So, did I answer your question? Did I explain it a little bit
Yeah.
better?
No. I mean, definitely. Um, I definitely missed the part where you talked about what a legal observer was. So when you reiterated it, I was like, okay, makes sense, right? Um, and just touching on my point on like, how do you measure 15 feet? Or yeah,
The
15 feet.
discretion of police. Right.
Because it's just like for example, like if you came up to me, right, and I felt like you're threatening my life, and you're just another citizen, like, and I attack you, it's like, I get charged, right? Because but I could say, hey, he was gonna attack me, but were you actually gonna attack me? No, like, you don't. I don't know. Does that kind of correlate or no? Because it's like by the discretion of the police, it's like, oh, he was really close to me, and I thought he was gonna grab something, so that's why I hit him.
I don't. Can you rephrase your? I don't understand what your question was. Can you rephrase your question?
I think I was just trying to connect it in the sense of like understanding it. Like you said, the 15 feet mark is by the discretion of the police, meaning it's if the cop feels like you're within 15 feet, he can do something.
Police can do anything. I mean, let's be real. Even if you were 25 feet, 30 feet away and they saw you recording or something like that, we've
Uh-huh.
seen videos of police. We've seen videos of agents coming up to people and still doing something. So let's call it spade a spade. Police are going to do whatever the fuck they want. They have the
Mhm.
badge. They're going to do it. But what I'm trying to get at was more so that was a law, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Biden put in. Don't quote me on it. That was from the training that they mentioned at the last president, which was obviously Biden, that he was the one that put that rule in the 16 to 22 feet because I should have looked that up, but
Mhm.
like I mentioned, that's kind of the understanding to it because everything is to the discretion of the police. So if they
Okay.
feel
So
threatened, they're going to do something. But like for
yeah.
legal observers, they were just informing us of the legality aspect of it, that you can, as we all know, we can record police, even though many times you'll see videos. Hey, stop recording! You're impeding our investigation. Shut your goofy. Okay. Anyway, so you know what I mean? Like, so 16 to 22 feet just came from that law because they wanted to ensure, like, again, like, oh, okay, if he's like over 22 feet legally, it's in paper that I can do this, right?
Mhm.
So that's I wish I could explain it better than that.
No,
Little
I
should
mean
have,
it
but
makes
that's as
sense.
much as again. I only
I
went to one training. There it's like monthly trainings. It's like for six because you go from legal observer to captain to whatever, right? But again, there was like people there ranging from all ages, from like probably 18 to, I'm not kidding when I say this, 90. There
mhm.
were grandmas there, and I was like, wow, like that's insane. The fact
Yeah,
that I'm,
never too
it's
late to do something like that. So
too late to
um,
advocate and use your voice as an American citizen. Yeah.
I think well, real quick, we you touched base on the videos of it's like, don't record me. You're doing what you're impeding in our investigation or whatever. It's funny because there's videos where it's like that happens, and then there's videos where people counter it, and the cops just shut up. Like they're just like, no, I can record, and then like he just stands his ground. The cop just stands his ground, and like they're having an argument, but like the citizen ends up winning, or like the cop just gives up and just says, you know what, I'm not dealing with it. But I
Hmm.
don't know. Those videos are funny, but at the same time too, it's like I don't know. This is another conversation, but it's just like for me, it's like let me just get it over with. Like you know what I mean? I don't know. Like cop pulls me over, I'd want to be in and out. I don't want to impede it by, for me at least. Like I'm not going to record the situation to bring it deeper if it doesn't need to go that deep. You know what I
Okay, I
mean?
think yeah, but I we're that's
No, that's what I'm saying. Different conversation, but
it's no, yeah,
we
that's like
can.
without
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're I'm
Because
talking
because
this,
that
you're talking that.
because
Like that's just
no, I know. Because like we mentioned about like you said, good cops, bad cops, right? Like when I got in an accident, I thought the cop was gonna be a dick. In the beginning, he was like yelling at me because I was messing up my wording. Because he said, no, tell me what happened. You tell me what happened. Don't listen to him. You tell me what happened. And then after that, like he calmed me down again in a sense of like, it's okay, man. Like these things happen. You just have to make sure you speak. And that's what I'm saying. But like that's just outside of like the fact that the cop treated me like a kid when I like wanted to, not when because he like disvalued me. That's a word. Like he just I don't know. He was there for me when I like needed someone, I guess. So that's why I look at it differently. But you're smiling, so what counter or what do you have to say?
no counter. I just I'm actually very happy for you that you had a good experience with police.
Hmm.
The two experiences that I had getting pulled over twice in my life. The first time I was 17, I had a girlfriend at the time that I was visiting in her area, so it was like 30 minutes from where we resided. Um, and I'll never forget driving back and then the lights being turned on out of nowhere, and I was so confused. And all I see is a gun. The officer, hand on his holster, telling me to put my hands out the window. And I was scared as hell. All right, and he comes up to me closer to the window. He said, "Let me see your hands." And I was like, "What the hell did I do?" And then as he approached it, that's when he realized I wasn't who he was looking for. He's like, "We're looking for," because at the time I drove a Subaru Legacy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You feel like you fit the description." And then they just walked away. Like that was
Hmm.
it. That was it. They saw I was barely 17 because like, where are you coming from? I was like, my girlfriend's house. Like I was fucking oh, pardon the French, but I was flipped. I was freaked because I'm 17, sitting in the driver's side, right, a driver's seat. When I see two cops come out the car with hands on their holsters, right, you can say, oh, but he was just looking for the suspect, right, right, right. But like, how many times have we seen that go left? Okay, my
Hmm.
second experience, I'm 19, different girlfriend. I'm driving to her house, and she's only 10 minutes. She's only 10 minutes from our house. And so when I'm driving to hers, I'm low key speeding. I'm gonna be real, but I also was wearing a tank, and I also was wearing a hat backwards. Two things that our mother always told us. Because when I first started driving, my mother gave me the safety of the rules on the road. My mom told me just don't look like you're looking for trouble. That's really how she put it down. So she said, don't be rocking no tank, don't be rocking no hat, no nothing like that. Don't look like that while you're driving. Like always, be chill. And if you get pulled over, you put your hand on the steering wheel. That is how my mom. That is what I've recalled from how my mom taught me to be safe. Okay, and so the time I get pulled over this time, I'm freaked because again, at the time I didn't realize I was speeding. I'm gonna be so real. I was probably going 15 over 30, so I was going 45 and a 30 if I'm not mistaken. All right, you acting like you don't go 15 over with your before you. Yeah, 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 yeah,
You telling the
yeah.
stories definitely bring up funny
Yeah.
things that happen, which I'll mention. But go ahead.
So then the cop comes like like I said, and so he's coming up, and my hands are here, right? So my hands are like on the
Hmm.
steering wheel, and they're like this, right?
Yeah.
And my hands are up like that, and I had my ID and stuff like on my hands, ready to hand it to the officer. And he comes up, he goes, "Why are you acting stupid? Why are your hands on the steering wheel?" I was like, "Huh? What do you think I'm gonna shoot you? I, I don't, give me your ID." And he gave it to me. He's like, "Pfft." And he walked back to his car, and he didn't even tell me why I got stopped. He comes back with the ticket, and that's when he tells me. And again, keep in mind, I wasn't too fond or educated on my rights or anything like that until I
Yeah.
started, you know, getting older. But if how, and again, I'm only 19, and this man is over his 40s, but like that's my experiences, and it's never been positive with police.
Hmm.
But like, although there were only 2 times, but like that was enough for me to be like, okay, educate yourself, know your rights and all that stuff. And again, that's why I smiled when you were telling me, you're like, oh my god, he was supportive. He was taking care of me, holding me,
He
holding me
was,
across the
bro.
park.
Think
And
about
he
it,
gave
man.
me a hug and
You
a kiss on the forehead. I said,
okay? He didn't do that, but one thing that was really cool. Well, again, he like
can I say something
like
real
just
quick? Let me say something real
go
quick.
for it. Go for it. Go for
There
it. Go
are
for it.
good cops. There are,
They are.
but there are people that are what. There's some individuals. I think they're called abolitionists. How do I say it? Big tongue word. They want to abolish the police. I think they're called Oh my god, I can't say the word.
I don't know. I would help you, but I don't know
Abolitionist.
what the word it is.
I can't say the dang word. Okay, they try
Max
and
on
they
Mars will
want
correct you.
Max on Mars will correct it live when he's watching, but they
Yeah.
want to abolish law enforcement. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what? I'm gonna keep my comments to myself for that. But like I
Different
said, I
episode.
do
Different
I do
episode.
believe. Yeah, not probably not even for a different episode, but personally for me, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep that to closer. But I just think like there can be good. They just need to be better. That's kind of my
100%.
point. So that's again just kind of full circle. That's why I laughed when you were
Yeah.
talking about that.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I've had that experience along with others. Nothing like that can compare to yours, but seeing videos and hearing your story, I'd be naive to say that no, they're all good, right? I'd be naive, right? Um, but I like how we kind of started it, right? We kind of got into something, because I don't think we've started or we had an episode where we kind of talk about things like this, um, and it kind of just shows who we are as people, and as people start watching us and become more engaging, right? They get to know us, right? But kind of shifting back into what we were talking about in terms of being like, uh, technology hearing us all the time. One thing that brought up to mind was the Alexa randomly turns on at times that we have at the house, and it's like what the hell? Like I never said to play music. I never said to do, and they're just like how do they hear that? Where do they incorporate it? And it's the same thing with Siri, right? They're always listening because they have to hear that thing. Um, but I think that's really really trippy. And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but late at night or whenever, if you've ever noticed like a red dot, he's referring to Selena. Selena, is that you? Late at night when all the world is dream or
Sleep,
sleeping, I
I
stay up
stay
and
up and
think. Okay,
think
for another
of you.
episode when we
Before we
do
get copyrighted.
karaoke and this, yeah, before we'll do karaoke, we'll record it, put it on here, whatever. So I don't know if you noticed, but on your phone, there's like a little red dot that appears,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of trippy. It's like, hey, like, what is that? Are they recording me? Are they singing me? But same thing. Like you talk about, you're not a. We've had arguments on AI. I forgot what the agreement we settled on, right? But correct me if I'm wrong, you would never do like a digital twin, right? No, I don't know why I asked that. You would never do it. Do you have Face ID on your phone?
I do.
You don't think that's the same thing?
A digital twin is a digital twin is a digital alter life of myself that I have no control over. Just
no, no,
like
no, no,
that
no, no,
goofy TikToker,
no,
Kabi
no,
Lame.
bro, no, bro. I don't know who that is, but no. Okay,
That's the guy
so
that goes
yeah,
like this.
so
He goes like this.
dude, did you see how much he made? Isn't
No,
that crazy? That
dude.
I that
Yeah,
that
he's the
that news
first
just
human
came out.
being that sold his soul. So, Jason, this is what's scary about AI. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you finish your thought because I actually don't know where you're going with this
No,
AI
we
stuff.
can go.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
go ahead.
But I want you to finish what you were gonna say about the AI before I. What were you gonna say? I don't get it. Why were you bringing up AI?
Because although you don't have you wouldn't make a digital twin. Apple has the recognition of your face, so they could easily have that and make it into a digital twin without you knowing.
Unless we live in the South Park timeline where I signed it in the. You
Like
didn't read
Kyle.
the. Yeah,
No, but they could
you didn't
still.
read the
But
privacy agreement
no,
or
no,
whatever.
I know, but that's the same thing. Like
What?
so
It's
that
not, but it's
people can capture your voice, right,
so
and
a
then
digital
put it
twin
on
isn't the
into
same. No, because then what you're saying isn't the same. Because
no,
again,
because
like
well, a digital twin is so I work with a company that markets a digital twin through for a company, right? Well, they market not a digital twin, but they market the AI company for creators, right? And it makes sense where it's like you record a digital twin of yourself, and you can record how do you say more like content for your feed, so you're not there. So it's a picture of me like this. I'm recording a video. I can change my clothes through the app and everything, and it's just the same video saying different things. It's it shows my hand movements, my eyebrow raises when I speak, my mouth. It syncs everything. Right? I honestly forgot where I was going with this, but that you have to record, right? But couldn't you say that Apple ID, like the Face ID, could do the same thing to your face? And I know you said as long as we're in the timeline, but
I just don't
wouldn't you
get
say
how
that
they would how do they do that.
because
That's what I'm not
they
getting.
have a scan of your thing, and then if you know, like I was mentioning, like the red dot on your phone, like is it recording you? Like what is that? Is that just like you know, like what does it do? So I don't know. Maybe this kind of conversation really ain't going nowhere, but
I don't know. I just wanted to add one funny thing if I can.
hmm
There is one point in our life where my brother and I looked super similar. Like
oh,
I think I was
I'm not a fan of this. Go ahead.
no, he was so mad.
I'm still mad. I
Yeah,
don't like that.
but listen to this. This is please correct our ages. Was I 19 and you were 17?
I don't know, but we were just
It was
it
before
happened
I
within
was
the last
it was
7 years.
no, no. Well, yeah, I was gonna say it was before I was 20. I remember
7 years is
that.
a lot, actually. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. I'm not 27. Okay, okay. No,
No, I'm just saying like 7 years is like I was saying it like
I'm
it
20.
was like
I'm
two
25 at
years
least
ago.
for another month. I'm 25 at least for another month. Okay, okay, God,
20
okay. Anyway, um, so I yo, chill.
What up,
All right,
Unc?
all right, bro. I'm taking the
What up,
elevator
Theo?
over here, bro. You
What up,
bogus, bro.
Theo?
You bogus as
See you,
hell. You
Theo.
bogus. All right, fool.
My
All right, come
Theo.
on. All right. Manito, tranquila. Chill. So I think I was 19 and you were 17. I don't know. All I know
Uh-huh.
is that at this time, Jason and I looked so alike, super alike. And so I grabbed his phone, I swiped up. And guess what unlocked? His
My
phone.
phone.
He was
My
mad as
phone.
hell. He was mad as hell. And that's
And
what I think is crazy too, because again, like that's why, yeah. I mean, I just think that's
to
fun. To
state,
me, it was funny because he
to
was actually
state,
livid.
to state, I wasn't hiding anything. I just didn't like the fact that he could do that, right? Like, how are you gonna make commercials on the top privacy of the world just got better, and someone who's not me, although has the same features as me, but is not me, unlock my phone? Like, how are you going to promote that? You know what I mean? And at Apple, if you're seeing this, I don't know exactly when this was promoted, but you should fix that issue because that is scary. Because it goes back to someone making a digital twin and then unlocking your phone through the digital twin, right? So I don't know. It's just AI. sold his soul basically. But do you
But
have
this
any
is
information? Do you have any information on that? Like I
I
saw it. I
do.
saw
I
I
do.
saw headlines. I saw headlines, but I didn't really see anything.
They estimated him to be a $4 billion profit idea.
Hmm.
He got $975 million for the rights to his voice, to his face, to everything basically. He sold his soul to an AI company. And they're going to do whatever they want with his face, with his body, with his voice, because they legally can. He has no right whatsoever. All he's got now is that $975 million check. Is that a lot of money? Hell yeah. But what if, like, again, personally, going against my own beliefs, like, I, for one, like, for example, I'm not trying to get too political here, but Mega can eat. And I wouldn't be okay if I had a digital twin and it was pushing freaking alt right propaganda. I'd be disgusted. And I have no say. I have no right to change it because I signed my rights over. I gave it. Doesn't matter what you're not your own person. So let's think about this too. You're walking down the street. Your real self. Your digital twins out there talking shit on lives, doing all that. And people come and say, hey, fuck you, man. Sorry, again, my French is really up on here today, huh?
Bonjour, je ne sais pas,
You know,
Jason.
je ne sais pas, French fry, French toast. And so, it's crazy. That's what I mean. That's why, like, again, I'm gonna say this and I say this to Jason. I
French
think AI
fries,
can be utilized
French
as a good tool.
toast.
I do think what? Say it with your chest. What?
You said French fries and French toast.
Yeah, exactly. So, 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 so again, I need a Jason. Jason is working with AI, and honestly, because of you, I looked at AI differently because he educated me on the actual benefits of it. But I still have an issue with how the data, like the data centers that are storing this all. It's crazy. And also, again, sorry if this episode is so political and it's sounding one-sided. And I swear we try to be. No, I don't, but we're trying to
No,
be.
that's
Um,
we. I mean, we expressed it, right? We said we wanted to talk about stuff, but we want to make sure we say the right thing, and it's what we
Not that we
believe in.
want to say the right thing, and not that we're trying to target one base or another, but I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and he's going to talk about what he wants to talk about. But this is the
I guess, I
Manitos
guess,
podcast.
but but what I said, what I meant was that like we make sure we've done our research instead of just saying this,
Oh,
and then it's
facts.
like, you know what I mean?
Talking
That's
at your
that's what
butt.
I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but go. I mean that like future episodes, right? That's what we're gonna do. So, hate it
I
or love it,
can't. Huh?
manitos.
That is true,
Go
and I
ahead,
can't
finish it.
recall what individual in the government did this. I don't know if it was the CIA. I think it was the CIA or whatnot, or there was a individual that put the plans down, like highly classified plans, into ChatGPT, and that would like spark out. I think that happened like, you know what? Do I have my phone? It literally just happened, and it's insane that it
Hmm.
happened because you're like, what? Like, why are government officials putting in state laws and policies and plans and actions? First of all, in group chats when you're drunk and letting it get leaked, okay? And then like
Hmm.
putting it in ChatGPT, bro. Come on. These what?
I
Like that's
think
what I mean. Like why would that? What?
it definitely. I mean, you have to use it to your advantage, right? I think the way I first started using it when I found out about it, I was a college student. Well, just graduated college student, but I during the time it became popular, I was a freshman in college. What do all freshmen? Well, not all, but what do majority freshmen do?
Get 15
Use
pounds
chat.
heavier? Oh,
Minus that, I guess get 15 pounds smarter through chat, right? So smarter. But I used it as do my homework, right?
yeah,
I didn't use it as a tool on how I use it now.
yeah. And I
That's
did
all I was
find
gonna
the
say.
article. No, I did find the article. It said
Uh-huh.
Trump's acting cyber chief uploaded sensitive files into a public version of ChatGPT. So the interim head of the country's cyber defense agency uploaded sensitive contracting documents into that version of CPT. I'm sorry, GPT, and it triggered multiple automated security warnings that are meant to stop the theft or unintentional disclosure of government material from federal networks, according to four Department of Homeland Security officials with knowledge of the incident. And this happened last summer. Why are we finding out about this now? Why isn't this big headline? Why is it big headline nine? Like, oh, what are we trying to cover up? Why like there's a lot of negative stuff going on right now, but like why didn't we know about this when this happened? Like that's what I think. I think AI can be beneficial, but we can't let it take over. That's my
Yeah,
point.
I think, but I'm being honest. This is this is my 2 cents, but this is also me kind of saying what we weren't gonna do, like
Mhm.
talking out of our butts. It's like
Right.
I think that AI will take over because everything now has AI.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
The app that we're using, Riverside, and I'm not complaining, right? Riverside has AI where it literally edits your own thing. Although I go back and edit it myself and cut things we don't want or whatever, it's quicker because I can find
Mhm.
certain clips and import it in there right away, right?
Right.
And same
Right.
thing, Apple has Apple Intelligence now. Google has Gemini, right? There's so many things that every platform is almost having AI.
Right.
Like every app has AI, every website has AI,
Oh yeah.
and it's almost annoying, right? But like, I just think that it if it's not already, it will take over. It will kind of be different from like the world right now. What it's gonna be next year or in a couple of years is like gonna be completely different from the beginning of AI to what it will be now in a couple of years, like I was saying.
Yeah. And
But
let's
I
be
don't
real,
know.
like, yeah.
You use it to your advantage, right? But definitely has its side of, but like definitely has its like in the beginning, you when we had the arguments, you were saying that what it say. I think one of the things was like, can I put gas or how can I cook this pizza with something like this? And then it said, oh,
Yeah.
cook the pizza in this, and then like it was completely wrong. Like no human would do that. But that was in the tweaks of it. But it's like,
In the
why would you
beginning.
release something that's still saying like why would you want to release something that's like that? So
I mean,
I
some
don't know.
topics, if you look them up, are still like that too. But let's be real too. With AI, that we've always had AI. Like with how our algorithms pop up. With our
Yeah,
like our guest searches of what we're trying to
Google,
find. Yeah, exactly.
SEOs,
And
everything.
and a quick little tip for those that don't like AI, such as myself. I don't like AI overview, and so what I do is I type down my question, I click space. You're just gonna have to hit dash and then type the word AR. You're not gonna get any Chat GPT AI overview. So
I
just so
wonder
y'all,
if
do
there's
y'all that just so you know.
good to know because I wonder if you can just turn that setting off.
There
I
isn't.
wonder if
That's
there's
why,
a
like I
way.
said,
There's no.
the
You have
only
to do
way is
AR.
dash AR,
Do you
whatever
know what
that. I
AR
actually do.
stands for? Oh, no.
No, I mean I'm assuming advanced removal. That's off the top of my dome right now, but I don't think that's what it stands for, or maybe automatic removal. But again, I don't know because I don't know. I just know
Again,
that I found because
it's
I
because
got so sick and tired of Googling and all I saw was AI. I'm like I don't want to see it. I want to find it myself. Let
I
me do
think
my research.
I I think it's well, I mean, because it's not wrong
Because
because it's
yeah,
giving you the research because
can
AI is pulling from the top search engine, like top
but
keywords. They're pulling.
the thing is
They're using. Let me finish my thought. It's it's using what you type in. You type in best food places. Oh well, that's not a right thing. Like, how to well you Googled today how to fix what is it a Logi camera?
Logitech.
How to fix a Logitech Zoom? And then so many people that researched that clicked on the links, and then AI is just pulling that from there, what people researched in the past, into your thing. And you even said, why is this showing me an AI overview? I don't want to see an AI overview. And then you did the research yourself, which is fine, but I don't know, saves you time if you did that.
See, this is where, and this is what I was gonna say. Like AI could be benefited like this. Mira, you do your own research, right? You put in 5 articles that not only are scholarly, they've been peer reviewed, they have a .org.edu, something .gov, something that's got credentials, not just a .com, not no blog.
Mhm.
I think it'd be cool, like if you got AI back, yo, AI, like put it into chat, be like, out of these 5 articles, put it in one paragraph as to how they all correlate to and together. How can this be one thing? That I could see being beneficial in the sense of saving time. But what I'm not going to let it do is do the finding for me, is do the reading for me, and then tell me what it is. I'm going to read through that article and then I'm going to put it into chat and tell them from this, do XYZ. Like prompts, like how you do all the time, right? But I'm not gonna ask it for answers. I'm gonna tasks, if anything, like, oh, compile this into 2 sentences. Compile. I think that's how it could be benefited. But again, personally, I'm glad that I feel like you and I we grew up in the era, in the age of time where we're like in the middle. We got to experience the end of the
Both sides.
90s. We got to experience the end of the 90s, the beginning of the 2000s, and then even now, as we're young adults, we're experiencing even newer technology coming out, right? And all this experience. But like again, I know who. There's a lot of articles I wish I did research on, but I knew of that I skimmed through regarding how AI's and it's essentially saying concern for younger children and its ease to manipulate, right? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, famous actor, he actually recently went up. I don't know what state he resides in, but recently went to his city hall. Recently, just spoke and essentially gave a really good speech about ensuring safety for AI, ensuring safety for children, because something very disgusting on Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry again, my French. Mr. Elon Musk, he allows Grok to unclothe children on his platform
What do you mean?
on Twitter.
Like
If
he
it for
put a
Yeah,
picture
yeah,
of
yeah.
his.
There's people that post pictures of kids and then there'd be PDFs typing down being like put this child in XYZ and Grok would be like, okay. That's the safety aspect of things too that we must acknowledge. It's still in the works. Yeah, sure, you can say it's advanced, but it's still in the works. It's not okay. And so with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and his speech, essentially he's just saying, while AI can be utilized in a good way, it needs to be stricter. There's no way. Why is AI able to unclothe an individual? Why is AI to do that? Like we first had Photoshop, and now we have an actual engine that does it for you. That you don't. All you got to do is tell it what to do, and that's my thing. Like that's what's so crazy, and that's what's so concerning to me about AI. But again, I'm seeing both sides. I'm not saying one's wrong. I'm not saying one's right. I mean, obviously, I'm
Yeah.
sounding like it. I'm not. I'm sounding like it.
No,
But
I
what I'm
mean,
trying to get at is, you know what I mean. So, but yeah.
there's definitely. I mean, I find it dumb, right? Because I was looking up. Uh, I had to for work. I had to find people who talk about AI platforms on X, and
Twitter.
like you just you just look up um, keywords, and then you can. I looked up keywords, and then tweet popped up, and I looked up something related to AI, and it's stupid because it's kind of gross that it was just like all animated anime in like bikinis or just in dressed in a certain way. And it's like that's so weird that's like I didn't even research that and that pops up and that's all AI animated.
Yeah.
Um, that was just like a quick side note because I found it weird that that now is a segment into what life is like AI animated blank or AI. There's apps for AI girlfriends.
That's what's sad, dude.
You know
That's
what
the
I mean? Like
stress.
like that. It's like
And this.
it's
Sorry.
just to me. No, you're fine. Like to me, when I see that, I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, why is this even a thing? Like, why is having an AI? Like, why do you want a connection with someone like that? Like, it's I don't. If someone who does that came to me and expressed to me why they did that, I still wouldn't like. I would be like, oh, I guess good for you, but it's stupid. You're wasting your time. Like, why is that something you want to do?
There's one last thing I'll say about AI because I don't think there's anything else I can add that I didn't say yet. But another thing too that upsets me is the lack of critical thinking that came with it ever since AI started.
Mm-hmm.
There's an individual that I know who is 35. Okay, he's been on this earth 35 years. There was a gathering that we both attended, and then we all decided what to bring for this gathering. Man that spent 35 years on this earth, he said, "Think Chat GPT." I turned to him. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "I asked Chat what are the best and most popular drinks to get for a party of 12 or something like that." And I kind of paused for a second because I looked at the drinks that he brought and I'm like, you're telling me you need a Chat GPT to know that Coca-Cola, Sprite, and apple juice are popular drinks to bring? You're telling me that you couldn't use your critical thinking skills and just assume, hey, these are the most popular brands. I'm gonna just bring them. Like you had to have a engine tell you. You couldn't use your brain. Like that angers me. Like why are you letting it be your brain? And so that's
It,
what I mean. Like those live examples. Like I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like so
there is
that's the only thing I'll say.
critical thinking definitely
God,
is getting lost because
yeah.
there's videos. Well, there's a video I saw. it was just like a street reporter, like a TikToker or whatever, went up to like a group of people and they were just like, asked them a question. They're like, let me ask chat. And what is it? South Park even did an episode of when Stan goes up to,
Oh yeah,
um,
when he's texting, when you take it
yeah,
later.
yeah, and goes up to, they said, oh, like, they said, why can't you talk to me how, I think his name's Clyde is? No, it's not his name, Clyde, whatever. Why can't you talk to me how this
Stan.
person talked to me? And then Stan goes up to the guy and says, how do you talk to your girlfriend because Wendy's mad at me? And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I just put it in ChatGPT. Like,
Yeah.
people literally just do that.
There.
And it I don't know. Like, I use it to, like, at times to correct my grammar, to be like, okay, I know what I'm trying to say and I've said it and I fixed it over and over, but the point's still not across.
Mm-hmm.
How can I use it, or how can I view it to be like, okay, it should sound like this, let me fix this error.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I use it because it's like I want to sound more thing, and I feel like that's also teaching me how to use it. But people are taking the aspect of learning from it and just having it do the work, and just
Mm-hmm.
saying like, whatever, we'll do that. But
Yep.
I don't know.
No, I think there's
AI,
just
man.
there's one funny last story really quick that I just recently read on. Uh, there is a guy who was in his 40s. He went on a date with a girl and they're having a great time, having a great time. And then he keeps bringing up chat throughout the entire date, right? Talking about how awesome it is, yada yada. At the end of the date, they're walking to the car, and then he just keeps praising chat and saying, "I hope you had a great time. This is all chat's idea. We talked about it. We were seeing blah blah." And so he goes, Chat's my best friend. He knows everything about me. And then she started to laugh. She's like, What do you mean? And then she said, he goes and hands her the phone and says, Ask her any question. I'm sorry, ask Chat any question. I'm so sorry. Let me start over. He asked the girl to ask Chat any question about himself. That's what I meant to say. Because Chat knew all about him, is what he was trying to say. And so she goes, What are my best qualities? Chat replies, You're an amazing and loving father and amazing husband to your wife of 20 years. So like that that's just a funny story because like again like it's kind of sad to me that like people start to rely on that as their social life. They're like that's their
Uh-huh.
best friend, that's their girlfriend, that's their family. People have killed themselves because of chat. That's the sad reality of it. There needs to be more control, more oversight, and more safety provisions in place for AI to actually be beneficial for the people. That's my only thing. Like I said, Jakey, you really turned that switch on me because, like I said, I was always screw AI, screw ChatGPT. But after our talks, like I said, I kind of changed my mind and my mind frame, and just like those three things, like I mentioned, so long as we could change, I think would be good. And I know my bad too. I think we changed this episode. We went from what we were going to talk about conspiracies
That's
to now
fine.
AI.
I
But
mean,
hey, I
it's
think
still kind of a
we'll
conspiracy.
save it. We'll save it for next episode so we could talk more because Jason, I don't know if you still wanted to. I mean, we're already about
No,
to touch an hour,
it
but
wouldn't. It would
next
not.
episode,
Yeah, it
next
would
episode,
not.
next episode, just because. But I'm
But
glad. Go ahead.
I, it turned out to be a good episode without planning it to be, because we thought we were kind of gonna talk about what we like believe in and expressing what we think more towards like season 2 of our podcast. But this was kind of
I
like a
mean, I don't
glimpse of
think,
it.
but I don't think, and at the same time too, I don't think we did anything that we wouldn't have done
No,
even
I know,
before
but it's
then. And
still like
I
like
think if
I think
anything, it's touchier and personal. You're absolutely right. And
that's
we
what I
did
meant.
say,
We
yeah.
are. I mean, season 1 is about learning like about ourselves, right? But this definitely was more of like a personal.
And now you can all, well, now our 8 subscribers are gonna now learn a little bit more about us. And if they unsubscribe because of me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you
I'm
saying sorry? It's who
sorry.
you are.
No, I'm making fun of it. It was a South Park reference.
Oh,
I forgot what happened. I think it was the cable guy or something like that that they just kept missing him, and that's the one where he's like, "Oh, you need
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
cable."
yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
think, or I'm sorry,
No,
and
I know
actually I
what
might
you're
be
talking
missing
about.
it, but I think I'm
I know what
mixing
you're
up the
talking about.
episode. I think it actually was last season or this season. I don't know. They were just talking about like, "Oh, the government screwed you over. Let's say sorry. We're sorry." And then just keep going, sorry. My favorite last reference, Community, when he did it with what's his name? Abed and Jeff. Jeff was like that new character that episode Jay, like I told you, was so funny. Where he goes, "Do you want a montage of us saying sorry?" And she goes, "Yes." And then he goes, and then the one where he's holding Abed, and Abed's laying down like this.
Good
But
show.
anyway,
If you
it's a
haven't
great
watched
show.
Community, it's a good show.
Great show. Great show.
But
Great show.
no, I mean, I like today's episode. It was
I did too. It gave it a glimpse of what to expect season two.
did give it a glimpse, and I don't know, out of nowhere, right? We kind of talked about something else, and then that ventured into something else, and then we ended up talking about AI.
I liked it though. I did. I did.
So
I did
I
enjoy
did too. I did too. I'm excited to kind of
rewatch.
edit it and like just for anything like if, you know. Well, first before anything, I'm sorry because I keep moving up and down like this and side to side, and my camera it tries to focus every time I'm moving. So if my camera is weird when you guys are watching this, my bad on that. Okay. But anyways, yeah, I'm
And
excited to.
as for me, I'm sorry because I have ADHD, so I'll be going to.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry. We're
um,
sorry. All right,
no, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. But I like today's episode. I'm excited that to go back and watch it, and then for you guys to see it's lagging again. No, I don't know. To watch it, and then yeah, we'll see. I think that wraps it up. I think next week's content will be fun, and we'll go from there. Do you have any closing thoughts or what? Oh,
I just
it's
want.
your turn. It's your turn for the quote, but finish your closing thought, and it's your turn for the motivational quote of the week. Not quote, but motivational thought.
Yeah. The only thought I want to just say is do your own research, guys. It's the only thing I could advocate.
Biggest takeaway.
Do your own research. That's the whole thing. And now, also, some word of advice from myself, right? Remember your
Do
rights.
your own research. What'd you say?
Yeah. Remember your rights. Do your own research. Remember that we have choices that we can make. We make these choices. We have free will. Just because someone's telling you what to do or what not, you at the end of the day make that decision. You can say that they held a gun to your head, but at the end of the day, it's going to sound crass, but you either could have took the bullet to the head or done what they wanted. And I personally, I'm going to do what I want to do. So remember that we have free will. Remember that you have a choice. Take care of yourself, everybody.
This was another episode of Manitos podcast. I'm Elejayjay, accompanied by my brother, Not from Toy Story.
Yo.
We'll see you guys at the next episode.
Whoop up!